So I'm showing here the mechanism that I've made to help cut internal gears. I had this in mind to create some 20 plus years ago when I was still a student in watch school. I didn't have a need for it until here recently. What I've created is basically from this point on up. Everything below that is a mechanism or an attachment to the cross slide that I bought some time ago. It's this part of the mechanism is very similar to a milling attachment in that it has this table raises and lowers, and it can be mounted facing this way or mounted facing that way. So I've mounted this on it, and this is the first wheel, or the driven wheel, which of course is driven by a belt from the motor or the counter shaft. The second wheel is driven by the first because of this O-ring, and it just interacts. See if I can show you. It just interacts by down here frictioning, just pressure against this wheel as it's turning. The pressure on the O-ring causes the second wheel to turn. And of course down at the very bottom we have a little V-groove for, and this is just another smaller O-ring actually intended for case back gasket. And then the arbor there, and I'll give a close-up view of that here in a little bit, but the arbor that carries the fly cutter. And so as this turns, you can feed it out, feed it through. The distance between the two sides here is about a little bit less than 10 millimeters. So theoretically, I could do an internal gear that is 10 millimeters or larger, but no smaller. I wouldn't try anything smaller than 10 millimeters. But that's the basic mechanism. Pretty simple, not too complicated. Here in a little bit, I'll show you in the next clip a close-up of this arbor. I do have it, and the bushings on this, or the bearings on this, are 2 sapphire V-jewels. So they're adjusted such that there is virtually no end shake, and they've performed very well for me. So. The appearance that the teeth are slanted is caused by the fact that the tips of the teeth are not even, and that is a flaw caused by the fly cutter not being properly formed. So I will make a new fly cutter or adjust the one I have, and then hopefully future attempts will look better than this one does.